Look, I'm not a light scientist. I don't know if this little light is color accurate or if it has magenta in the shadows. All I know is it's tiny and it has heart. And we're going to review it today to find the flaws and the pros. Pros and flaws? I'll leave.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
So Zhiyun reached out to me, sending me the X60. It's a 60-watt cob light, and I'm just laughing at how tiny it is, because usually the 60-watt cob lights are these giant things. Remember the Colbert? That thing was like a huge box, and now like we've shrunk down the technology to that, and it's not even loud. So like I just want to see, could this be a key light? Because it's cheap, it's tiny. Boom, we got a bunch of diffusion here. So we're going to compare it against an unfair Smallrig RC 450D. Way higher end than I deserve, for sure. But it's 5600 only. This can change to, I preferred 3200 if we're being honest. I'm just throwing that out there. So first, let us explore the body and accessories, and then we compare it against this side by side, see if it wins a battle of some sort. So it's tiny. That's the main thing you're going to notice. There's no battery on it right now, so that's why it's so tiny. You have to actually power it. But there are ways. You have 3 options from what I've heard, and let me just see if USB-C into your computer can power it. I don't feel like that's possible, but turning on. Let's see what happens if we get light. That'll be, no, 0%. It's not scrolling. Nope, cannot do that. It does, however, come with a little DC voltage. So let's see, now we should be cooking with fire here. All right, you're about to turn on, I know you are. Oh yeah, we got light. Okay, so you can power it like that, or a battery that weighs just as much, if not more, than the little light. So now it's almost like a camera. Now that's a camera basically. I want a lens for this. What kind of 3D pop lenses will Zhiyun make next? It's a very simple knobbed system. I hope that doesn't blind me. Oh God, it really does. Okay, let's not point it in the eyes. Oh, don't look, ow, this sucks. Okay, I'm just gonna close my eyes and trust that this will work. So 0%, it's already super bright. So 0 to 100%, and also this knob does this. I feel like it's not doing anything, but you have to trust that it is. I can't see. It does 6500 all the way down to 2700. It also has a quick tap button that does 100%, 0%, 50%. That's handy. That could be handy. And for some reason, the effects are still here, loud and proud. Good times on that one. Candle, it's so real. I love those like white light candles. So far so good. It comes with some interesting accessories. We got a little dome thing, which is kind of hard to line up. I don't love how it lines up. You never know if it's on there. That wasn't hard at all. It's a good key light. I like it. If you're just lighting a product or something, it's like, trust me, it's good lighting. Now, a strange thing is, this is not a Bowens mount. It's a tiny version of that. It's Zhiyun's own like Y mount or something, Z mount. And so they have this Z to Bowens adapter. It's very much like a camera. This is your speed booster. So now you have a light stand mount. Is there an umbrella holder? There is, actually. I was gonna make fun of them for not having one. Wow, they have one? It's funny because this tiny light we started out with is starting to grow when you're using it in real life. Although you don't need this battery if you're just plugging it into the wall, but once you get diffusion on there, okay, I can't be the only one who hates Bowens mount. You never know if it's on there and you gotta twist it to lock it. Okay, it's on. So now your tiny little thing it's grown. Huh? Are you a shower or a grower? Leave it in the comments down below. When are we going to shrink down the diffusion technology? Because that's what needs to shrink. If we're looking at, oh, I wish this was an inch shorter, and then this is 15 yards if it was a foot. So now we have diffusion. As you can see, my background is getting nice and warm and glowy and good. So let's see if this little cheap tiny thing can compete with a professional small rig. That's at 5600 kelvins. I'm going to choose 3200 and white balance it differently. Okay, we're angling now because I just put this giant softbox next to my lantern. It's not on yet. You're looking at the lantern still of the small rig, much more expensive and larger. Let us switch to see if this tiny little ghetto thing can win hearts. Wow, that's a different look, isn't it? That's very different. I'm always shocked. Like, I have a giant light here and there's no light anymore. It seems so dark, but I'm at least litten, half litten. So this is probably not how you would do this. It's very dramatic, I must say. We have the grid pattern thing. I think that's effing me, but let's just, right now we're at 3200 kelvins. It's at about 6%. I have custom white balance. We're on the Sony. If there's color shifts, it was probably Sony's fault. Let's remove this grid pattern because I already think it makes my room too dark and I'm afraid to be in my own living room. Okay, we're now at 1%. I'm going to tell you what I love and what I don't love so far. I feel like that could be turned. If you're using this as a YouTuber's light, you know the best thing about the small rig is it has a remote that's magnetically attached. So as a YouTuber, when I start my show, it's just boom. That must look nice. The mixed lighting, I think it does. And then I can control the lights and the kelvins from here, and then okay, we're done. And that's always at arm's reach. Whereas this, I now have to get up like a caveman would have had to do to turn the TV channel and go behind, and to make that worse, you have to, the display is on its side. So whenever I'm looking from the back, the numbers are on the side. You would have to turn your neck like that just to read what it's at. So like as a YouTuber key light, so far like it's not making my life easier. The fact that it's smaller is nice and you could bring it places. And I like the being able to switch between the Kelvin temperatures, but Smallrig also has another light that does that instead of the daylight one that they sent me for some reason that I hate. They'll never forgive them for. But the warm glow is ours. So which do you prefer, daylight Smallrig lantern versus Zhiyun X60 Softbox 3200? I know that's a lot of variables. Some of you will prefer the warmth, but you don't care about the lantern. It's a lot of moving parts on that comparison, but it's not bad. Just, would I use this as a YouTuber key light? I need a remote control. Yes, I'm sure you could just connect your smartphone and control it from there, and now you're remote, but who's gonna do that? You want Bluetooth aids in your throat? In fact, here, let me show you. Here's my meter right now. It's still not safe levels, even with nothing turned on. I'm gonna turn on my smartphone. Watch the hell that is about to happen. Boom. We're turning stuff on. You seeing the spikes? Oh, I'll just keep this on. I'm touching it. This is fun. I'm dying right now. I can feel the tumors growing in my brain. Help me. Help me. So not bad, Zhiyun. Pretty good light. I imagine if you're on the road and like these softbox things, they collapse easy, and then you have only a tiny little light to pack away, and you're thrilled with that, and you're doing your wife photography on a beach. You're like, okay, I get you. But like they sent it to me. I'm in here in a living room. And is it better than something with a remote control that separates itself? No, it is not. And I think I prefer the lantern, if we're being honest with you. In fact, the last thing we'll test, they sent me 2 other forms of diffusion. They have the same innovative design that Smallrig has, where you just... Oh. You put that up in the thing, and then it's a bulb. Monkey Strength program is available down below. Okay, I've been through hell and back. We are here with two different sized lanterns now. A huge one, same size as that, and this. So let's see what looks better, a smaller lantern or this softbox or a giant lantern. Okay, now we're on the Lantern of Life. It's a tiny lantern, much smaller than the Smallrig lantern, but it should look nicer. I prefer the lantern to the softbox. It's a more wrapping around the face kind of glow. Hello to you. Let's try the giant lantern and then one more tiny test, I promise. Okay, now we're on the giant lantern. It seems like my face is still dark. You're supposed to wrap around my face and hug me. Ooh, an eagle. Not bad. Oh, halo light. Oh, it's all about the lighting, huh? So now we have the same sized lantern on both, next to Smallrig Boy. Although this one's lower positioned. I feel like that's a better thing. If the light's too high, it gives you the raccoon eyes. Then it looks like you have no kidney function. Oh, that is good times. Okay, I want to see the difference between the highest Kelvin and the lowest if we white balance the same. Okay, just doing that, for some reason, 6500 kelvins is brighter. Explain that one, science. I exposed with shutter speed like a professional would. So now we're at 6500 kelvins and I've white balanced it. So everything back there should be maybe warmer. And now let's switch to the lowest. That is fascinating. So now that we're at the warmer 2700 kelvins, the output is softer. So I had to properly expose again with the shutter speed. And now we're doing that. So like now back there looks cooler. Let me know who won the battle today between Smallrig and Zhiyun, between lantern, softbox, and small lantern, large lantern, and also warm versus cool. All those variables. Post your favorites, combinations down below. So my final thoughts on the light. It's good. It's quiet. It works easy. It has no remote control. You might die if you connect your smartphone to it, as we saw with the spike of the meter. Be careful with those. Why is it still on? That's so much battery that I just wasted. Oh, God. No. Going to the Duracell shop later on. Affiliate links are available to you, of course. I'm qualified to do this. Subscribing for more videos, and I'll see you next.